And then I did the same thing in the mall like a couple days later because there's some other clothing you can get for free. You can get some crazy white pants by playing Echo Chrome and doing really well at it for free. And then there's a Namco Museum beta up on the Japanese PlayStation Store right now that if you download that, you can play like 2 levels of Pac-Man, Xevious, Dig Dug, or Galaga. And there are achievements in those, and when you achieve those things, you get like a kick-ass Dig Dug like puka hat and some shorts. I got some shorts from playing Xevious, and I got a Galaga machine for my apartment that doesn't actually work because it's all weird beta stuff right now.
Oh.
But it is supposed to work.
Oh.
So I went in the mall with the different clothes on. I reconnected to like the U.S. account and all this stuff, and people were just like, "Where did you get this stuff?" I was like, "Don't you people read the internet?" It's like, that's what I did to find out. And I'm like, and I said, you need to get it off the Japanese store. People are like, what is that? I'm like, all right, well, I cannot help you. So I did the robot, and then attracted another crowd of people. One of whom was holding down his R2 button for voice chat and just trying to play music into it. I couldn't really hear it too well, but he was just he was playing some music, and we were having a little text chat, and it was like, all right, I guess I could see someone getting way into the text chat aspect of it. Because they don't have PCs and IRC is not what it used to be, so chat room stuff doesn't really exist the same way it did a decade ago. And by a decade, I guess I mean like 13, 14, 15 years ago.
Yeah, but like my experience, and I'm sure this will probably evolve as PlayStation, as home gets older, but like not a very consistent adoption of the various chat methods. Like you could text chat, but doing that with a gamepad sucks.
Yeah.
Get your chat pad.
But not many people have a chat pad or a keyboard to hook up to it.
Right. So it's
or there's voice chat, but that's probably even less, like a lower adoption rate of that than the text stuff. So
right.
You have a random assortment of people occasionally yelling into their microphones, which
is always really disconcerting because everyone else is typing.
And then you just hear some voice, and you can't really tell where it's coming from.
Like, hey, what is she doing? There's like an icon that appears over them, but if you're not looking at them, you won't see that icon.
And it's not like it doesn't sound like it does any kind of filtering or something for them being too far away or a distance thing.
It does, yeah. It is a distance thing.
Because everybody sounded like they were right in my face.
Yes, that is true. But if they're over a certain distance away, you don't hear them at all. It's it's a yes/no kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I just don't why did. Like, was it a situation where, like, when they first started working on it, virtual worlds were seen differently, and like maybe that would be like a big differentiator, like a Second Life was a big deal, and there and whatever all that other crap was.
I mean,
I always thought that stuff was stupid, so I'm not surprised that this came out, and I'm like, this is also not good. but
like at least Second Life, you could do. It's just. You can customize anything, right?
Right,
like,
you can make your own
thing.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like this is you can customize for 49 cents. You can get that cowboy hat custom.
You can customize the same apartment that everyone else has.
Right.
You can stand in front of a ad and look at it.
Right.
Like push X to look at it.
That's really one of the kind of the troubling things, at least in the open beta so far, is that the advertising messages are given as much, if not more, prominence than anything else that you see in home.
And on top of that, there aren't even a ton of those.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not even like hitting it out of the park from a marketing perspective. It's just like I said, I don't understand why it exists right now. Like it feels like the only reason they went open beta is because they kept promising it would be out in 2008. Yeah, and at some point they just went, well, we got to put it out sometime.
That's exactly how it seemed. Yeah. It's just like,
You played Mancala in Far Cry 2 land?
I did. I played a little bit of that. That was one of 2 things to be done in the Far Cry 2 environment.
What was the
you
other
also
thing?
Look at the in-game map.
I could go look at maps or dossiers for characters from the game.
All in the game as well, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, like I think I read some press thing where they were talking about how you go and coordinate with your buddies, go look at the map. It's like, this really seems like the worst way possible for me to try and look at the map.
And also, this is a single-player game.
Yeah, you're going to coordinate your strategies separately to play in your solo campaigns. Like, what?
And it's not like the other users can mark up the map and say, like, if you were having trouble on a mission, they can't go to the map and, like, call stuff out and go, you need to go here and then go down here. There's no way to point.
Or if, like, people could, like, annotate it and leave comments on specific points.
Oh, that'd be good. I'd leave some really good comments on that map.
See, yeah, that would be
Yeah, maybe there's a good reason they didn't do
Right.
that.
like they should have done it like you go to like an amusement park land and people are dressed up like the characters and there's like rides you can go on and take a tour through all this part. But like as it is, it's like kind of supposed to be half of that. Like it's the environments look like they're from Far Cry 2, and
It's
there's
a bunch of
nothing to do
lobbies.
there.
It's a bunch of chat lobbies. You walk into this place and it's an empty space with a bunch of people in it.
And you're like, hey guys, what's up in here? I don't know. Are you a girl? No. All right, later. I just don't understand who
If it had
who
guns,
is
it would
supposed
be
to use
awesome.
this.
One
Who
of
is
the-
supposed to use this?
One of the editors on Chat
Everyone.
News tried an experiment where he used a female avatar.
Right.
And just like, did you see this? Like
The
he just
Quincying trend,
just
yes.
left her dancing in an area, like a public area, for like 2 or 3 hours, and had like an inbox full of like ASL requests and crap like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then like the
Sex
the
predators.
joystick guys, like so you can save like multiple configurations of your character. So like they created a lady and then start dancing and get a crowd together and then switch to like this like fat developmentally challenged looking dude that they just created to look as horrible as possible. And people like scatter.
Crowd disperses.
See, people are finding the game.
Yeah,
within the
exactly.
game.
That's the thing. It's like the game. It's
Bored people will find a way to entertain themselves always.
yeah. It's like it's me running around giving thumbs downs to stuff and then dancing the robot and then typing "You will dance" over and over again. And I'm done with that. Like, I don't really feel like I want to do that.
That's really all it seems to me is like the lack of anything to do just opens it up to you finding a way to grief other people.
yeah,
or
it's-
find-
it's-
that's the only thing to
Yeah.
do.
Is a venue to go griefing because, yeah, exactly.
just rubbing up against people trying to get them to turn around. Like, I don't know if they interact with you on their screen, but
Well,
like,
did you see like there's a video out there where like there's certain like animations that just look like oral sex? So there's like people sitting down on chairs and then people kneeling, like basically squatting in front of them and going into this head nodding animation. It's hysterical.
and it's your fault, Sony, because
And
you
it's
didn't
like,
give people
there's
something
nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's going to be a certain segment of the audience that's going to do the worst thing possible.
I mean, yeah.
But there's no best thing
Yeah.
possible other than like, oh, I'm going to go watch these people play pool. No, you're not. You're going to put in a Blu-ray disc and watch a movie or play a damn game. Zoldna X is out. You should be playing that. $10. Act now.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
So it's available to anyone who's got a PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Also, loading on it.
Bad.
Well, I just don't like having to load each little area. It just doesn't.
It just
Like,
makes everything seem
even
totally
if you downloaded
disconnected.
it seems like the load times between zones are pretty extreme.
And like people popping in, the ghost people, and
Yeah, the whole-
just.
There aren't so many different pieces of clothing that's like hard to do. It's
Can
like,
you not cache that to my drive somewhere? So just you know a person's there. He's a ghost. Just put something. I don't care. Just put the low res thing. I don't want the ghost people. It's weird.
Because people scare me.
It makes the whole thing. It's semi-real already, and now you have translucent people walking around for like a minute and a half. After
Yeah,
I
it
enter.
kind of breaks the whole idea that much more when you go in and it's empty, and then ghost people show up, and then eventually those ghost people turn into low-res, real people.
Sometimes their bodies just all come in.
Oh, dude, yeah.
When you get that Tron body thing going
well,
on.
a friend of mine like materialized, except he had no hands.
Like
See?
none?
There
No
again.
hands. Like it was just cut off from just like below the wrists. They were not there. And,
Wow.
And that was and it never popped in. So that was pretty awesome. But it's an open beta.